Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Total War Attila, but we're using the wonderful Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD mod. And we left off last time ready to start a new turn, and that's just exactly what we're going to do. And then we're going to see about moving our force on Paris, provided there's no other introduction of unknown armies that may change my mind or interrupt that plan. So let's get going with the new turn.
We believe that cooperation rather than hostility would serve us both well in the trying days ahead.
All right, well, the Principality of Wales, once again, would like a non-aggression pact. I don't blame them because Norway is at war with them now, but we're just going to pass on that just in case any moves Norway makes against Wales are unsuccessful. I still want to be able to make those moves myself, so we will politely decline. We have a noble birth to William, and this one may be legit. We'll have to take a look. And we have a religious request. His Holiness requests that you build a monument to the Lord in these lands so that the pious may worship. So I need to construct a building from the religion chain within 3 turns. So we'll take a look around at that and see if that's something we can do, because that'll reward our papal favor. In fact, do we have a summary? This is where we find it, I think. Now I got to try and remember where our papal standing is at 5. So if we want to get it up to the maximum levels to where we can even borrow money, that would be 7, I believe we determined earlier on in the playthrough. So this might be worthwhile, seeing do we have a religious upgrade in the works? Good question. Okay, over here in Colchester, I did note that we have something under construction already in the religious chain. So this should satisfy, because it'll be done within 2 turns. So there we go. We should gain some papal favor once this is built. We'll keep an eye on that. Republic of Pisa and Ayyubid Sultanate are at war. We completed our leprosarium in Bordeaux. In fact, why don't we pop down there just to see what the squalor is looking like these days. In fact, the squalor is looking quite good. We have eliminated, finally, the squalor, at least in Bordeaux, and at least for the moment. So, good news. So actually, looking around at squalor, all that's left at the moment is Rouen, that is sitting not so pretty. Well, only -1, so our demolition of some of these buildings has helped. And we do have, well, one thing we can look at is converting the basilica, or the Catholic Church, not building the basilica, and converting it over to the sanitation building, which might allow us to start building back up some of our fields here, or the trade port. So we'll take a look at that at some point and see if we may want to do that, or if we have the funds to even do that. Right now, I don't think we do. Yeah, we don't have the funds, so that's just something to keep in the back of our minds. One thing we did want to try and do at some point over here is upgrade our forces. We don't want to raise forces, excuse me. Let's pick our general and recruit. And we do have enough funds for some of these fun units to start bringing on board. Unfortunately, we do need some cavalry. Unfortunately, their cost is high. No. I don't want to recruit yet. I want to do this, and let's go over and look at some of. They have an excellent charge bonus, excellent morale, high health. The melee attack is 38, whereas compared to the mounted sergeant, melee attack 32, melee damage 29 on the sergeants, only 27 there. Charge bonus 155, yeah, compared to a charge bonus of 95 here. So amazing charge bonus there. So yeah, these are some fun units to get recruited. What I'm going to do though is, if let's see, we look at the maintenance cost, 463 per turn. That's the part we want to be careful of, that we don't run us into ruin. So let's do something first. Let's just make sure there's nothing else I need to look at. No, let's do this first. Let's take our army.
Ready for battle.
We're going to take William's army now that we're on a new turn. He should be able to reach Paris. And it doesn't look like we have those forces are parked out right here. So I think I'm okay moving on Paris. I don't see the Toulouse force anymore blocking the way, though. That's not good news. And we do see 2 more armies I noticed between turns from the Kingdom of France busy down here with Toulouse. And hopefully Toulouse can keep them busy down here while I make my move on Paris. So that's what we're going to try.
Laying siege to the settlement. Let them cower like kenneled dogs.
We have light siege towers, we have light battering rams, and we have the ladders. I think we're just probably going to go with the ladders against these walls. All right, they're going to get 2 barricades for this battle that we're going to have to work our way around, but that's going to be next turn. We're going to build a couple contingents of ladders. It's showing me that the battle's pretty even, so we're going to have our work cut out for us. They have a force of 1370 against our 2437. What kind of armies are we looking at? Well, I'm still feeling confident that we can take it on, provided nobody in the next turn is able to reinforce. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue our siege.
Laying siege to the settlement.
And see if we can't take Paris here real soon. Yeah, and William's new daughter is legit. So he's feeling his oats on taking Rouen. He's been busy these last couple of years, hasn't he? And then we'll see if another child comes after he takes Paris. We'll see if that's what motivates him. And Edmund, we're going to keep you right where you are to keep our eyes on this force. I'm worried that they might be able to get far enough to reinforce. That's my big fear. I'm going to hope if they do move north that they can't quite make it, but I have a feeling they might be able to reinforce, and that would totally change the complexion of the battle, and we may have to retarget what we want to do and where we want to do it. Maybe it would change us to have to deal with an open field battle first to deplete the forces, at least while these forces down here are tied up by Toulouse. So we'll see how that plays out. And one final note, in England, there's only 1 force from Norway left on our lands. All the rest are gone, so any negative food impacts by having them are only felt in Colchester right now. So let's get ready for our next turn. I think that's all we need to do this time. Public order now in Wessex is improving with our promotion there, so that's good news also. All right, so that is it. Let's go take our next turn. We're going to center the map right here to see if we can't keep an eye on the French army here, see if they're going to move to reinforce. And we'll see on the other side unless something mighty interesting pops up. Principality of Wales seems to be able to read my mind and know what's coming. He's trying to do what he can to prevent that from happening. But once again, we are going to decline. One thing I've also noticed so far early on, the Kingdom of Norway seems to be moving south along the coast of France down toward the Iberian Peninsula. They do not seem to be heading towards Wales, whom they declared war on. So we'll kind of keep an eye on those developments also. And it looks like we did complete our building. We have pleased His Holiness. Our papal favor has increased. So that one that we had built helped us out. So the mission did succeed. Uh-oh, consumption spread to the lights. Uh-oh, so my army. Unfortunately, that was the bad news, is having to bring my army up there to recruit any fun units. I should have kept them outside until I was ready to recruit the units, but I wanted to get in there to show you what I could recruit. So now I have contracted the plague in that army. So, geez, poor John, you're just snake bit. Nothing can go right for you. Even though we're getting rid of the Lackland moniker from you by taking these forces, it's not you doing it. It's your brother, your stepbrother. Due to the closeness of our borders and the peace between us, relations with this neighbor have begun to improve. So our attitude towards the county of Flanders is on the increase. That's good, so we don't have to worry about them doing anything against us at the same time. There's a new war declared between the Almohad Caliphate and the Kingdom of Portugal. And we are invested militarily in Paris. And we're going to take a look. We did not get reinforced or have reinforcements work against us. So this is probably the turn in which we will attack Paris. Nothing else. I'm going to keep Edmund where he is still. I want to keep my eyes on that force. Do we have eyes on the other armies down here anymore? No, we do not. So they could be headed our way. I think the time is right to immediately attack Paris before we allow them to get any closer. So, pestilence, not good. It hurts our integrity, which already wasn't great, and it lowers our morale. In fact, let's take a quick look before we charge into Paris. And the integrity is lowering by 6 per turn. The integrity, thank goodness, is good right now, but yikes. I think what we're going to do, just to see if it can clear up by moving out to this nice peaceful river over here outside the city. Let's see if that can help us at all. I don't know, change per turn is worse coming out of the city, but maybe the pestilence will drop off at some point. 8 turns is what they're predicting before there's mutiny. So we're going to have to get that in hand, and we definitely do not want to move him into any other city. Things are hurting for the king right now. Let's create some positive news and see if we can't make this battle for Paris happen. And let's see if we can't make it successful.
None will escape.
All right, once again, we still do outnumber them. Nothing's changed as far as what we looked at earlier, so let's get in there. We'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, spear type units, billman type units, crossbow type, or excuse me, archer type units, and 1 unit of crossbowmen. Similar to what we were up against before. All right, I think what we will do is wait to see if we can get rid of this fog. And we have nice dry weather conditions right now. We're going to start our deployment phase now. Okay, let's see if this is the wall I want to really try for. We have towers here to fire on us, towers here to fire on us. Looks like we may, as a part of our siege, have done a number on this tower. And we have gates over here. Try to get a sense of where the barricades might be also, and then we'll make our decision on where to exactly attack. Okay, we have a barricade back this way to cross the river between those towers. And I'm not seeing any barricades blocking the entrance to the keep in the center. So it looks like the other barricade could very well be here. And I'm not seeing any other potential spots. So I think what I'm going to try, and unfortunately that does not give access to my mounted units right away if I go against this wall here. It would mean I would then have to fight over towards to take these gates, but that may be easier once I breach the walls here and get through to be able to quickly take the gates. So what we're going to do, and what that might do, is maybe hold some of their forces near the gates. We're going to set up our cavalry over here and probably pretty much everyone else over here to take the walls in the center where there's only 1 tower, at least to start with. So I'll be right back once we get all that set up. Okay, our setup is complete. We have all the arrows here to support the ladders as we attack the walls. And thanks to one of our viewers for pointing out to me, if you didn't read that in the comments, the default setting for all our archers currently in the mod, I'm sure it won't stay that way forever, is heavy shot. So you have to make a point to get the regular standard shot. And right now, since we are not dealing with amazingly heavily armored troops, we're going with the regular standard shot because the base damage is 42 compared to heavy shot base damage of 28. The advantage of the heavy shot obviously is for armor piercing damage, and we just don't have to worry about that, at least not yet. And we're not going to use any flaming shots. So that's how we're going to start. We're going to do the same move. We're going to get the longbowman moving first to get up here to start softening the defenses that appear on the wall. We're going to keep the cavalry over here to hopefully entice a few units to guard the gates. And then once we move the ladders forward, we're going to breach the defenses. Once we have a handle on that, we're going to move towards the gates to allow in the cavalry. So that's our attack plan right here. Let's get it going. And we do not see a lot of units where we're attacking. That's a good thing.
The enemy has been sighted.
The advance has begun. We're going to bring our one extra spare unit of English foot knights to help reinforce this side so we can make sure we get those gates. Because what will make this successful is grabbing the gates. Fortunately, we have units. Oh, there's some more units becoming visible. So the defense on this side is a little stronger than we first suspected. I was thinking we're all going against missile units, but that such is not the case. And we are fully firing back, but we're taking hits ourselves, but we are spread out to hopefully minimize our damage as the ladders start to move forward. But we're doing some good damage on some of their medium crossbow units early on. That seems to be who we're focusing on. I haven't focused my archers, and I think they've chosen well. And we're almost to the wall as they run to try and meet us down here. And they're running both ways. They're running back and forth. They don't know where to meet us. First units climb the ladders. We have resistance on the walls. Arrows are flying. And the battle has begun here with our spearmen marching up to meet their spearmen to try and take the walls. And the ladders being as tall as they are, our men drop down the great leap of the lemmings to meet in battle. we are uncontested here. Let's take this one down here to meet their defenses to try and keep us from the gates. And the rest of us, we're going to try and come down this way also to overwhelm the defenses here. Keep going, men. We're now taking shots from the towers, though. That's the bad news. Let's help redirect some of our archer support. Good news is we are breaking through the lines here. And there. And everywhere. A little bit. Some of our armored sergeants down the center to try and take the gates this way, along with our spearmen here. We are going to need some support here, although they're half strength right now, so we're doing our job. The archers have supported us well. Let's bring some more support down in that direction. Ah, they've broken. To the walls, boys, to the walls. We have some cavalry in the way, but we also have some spearmen in the way. Bring the spearmen forward. The support from the English foot knights. Oh, and there is a straggling group of spearmen that has gotten by me. Let's take aim on them. Well, our archers took aim on them. We're going to bring our archers now around. We're going to call on them to come over towards the gates. Prepare for us taking over the gates. It's going to be a battle over here. It's time to bring more forces down. You can stay there with support here. And we are going to come down for support. Take these gates. We're working on the cavalry here. Apparently not quite successfully enough. Test. Get in there, guys. Get in there. We got more support here we can bring up. Still not breaking down the heavy cavalry fast, are we? Now we have our archery units up here should be able soon to provide some support in our land attack here to take the towers. And that's bad news. We have our first unit breaking from the attack. Let's move in, guys. Provide some archer support over here while we're here. See if we can weaken him a little before we attack. Still holding tough here. Finally, we're lowering his numbers a little. We have units we can now bring up for support. We're finally getting our other foot knights moving in, and we are slowly, finally taking the gates. Just in time. Now they're getting arrows in the back and swords and spears in the front. They will not last long. We have some more foot soldiers, and they are falling. So the gates will be ours shortly. And then, oh, that is it. There is no general in this case. No governor was appointed in Paris, so we have won the city of Paris. Great job, guys. There can be no doubt. This is a great victory, decisive victory. All right, great news on that one. We only lost 642. That's pretty amazing. We really outclassed these guys. Our experienced troops here. Our billmen really took the brunt of the casualties over the walls, mostly on the left side. But they did their job. We were able to take the gates and end this. We're going to occupy.
Ready for orders.
And let's see what condition we're looking at. What kind of conditions do we have? Oh, look at that. Sanitation and squalor. I think a lot of that will disappear once we do a lot of these repairs. Let's take a look at what we have. Catholic Basilica, that's more for order, which we definitely want to get built. Squalor on the wheat farm. It's a high-level wheat farm. High-level squalor. They got some high, let's just face it, they got some high-level buildings that are providing some amazing squalor. Probably was great for their income, but not for the squalor. We'll keep the library, pageant wagon. That helps with the public order. So let's see what kind of funds we have. 2,500. Repair costs 810. So first thing we're going to do is repair the settlement. That'll help with sanitation and growth. The other thing we'll do is repair the church right away, the Catholic Basilica. We can afford that also, and that's going to help with our public order. The wheat farm will stay damaged for the moment, Market Square for the moment, library for the moment, but the pageant wagon, I think we're going to repair at the moment just for the public order tiny boost it gives us. Because public order is what we're going to battle the most right off the bat. Now, of course, we have military presence that offsets our conquest, but we're up against lots of other things. The devastation, which we're going to get rid of. The instability, which will go away 1 tick per turn. And then pretty soon, pretty quickly, we will get things back in order over here. We're going to find out if we have one more slot. We may have one more slot, I think, for a governor. And we do have one more governorship available. So we're going to see if we can't hire, although we won't be able to this turn. We're going to definitely want to hire another governor down here in Paris. Ooh, we might as well spend to repair as much of the devastation as we can. The non-squalor producing devastation, at least initially. Maybe what we'll do on these is dismantle down at least to the next step, though. So I don't know if I can deal with that kind of squalor yet, right off the bat. And we don't need my main army to have the same problem as the other one with some kind of pestilence affecting it and lowering morale, lowering integrity. All right, looks like we have some promotions both for the army And for the general leading it, William, where do we want to go with you next? Well, I know right where we want to go with you next. We're going to go with integrity all the way on this one, because integrity is such a big part. And right now, it's good because we won a battle and didn't suffer major casualties, but we want to help maintain that integrity any way we can, and this is how we're going to do it. And the army also has a promotion. The morale is +5, replenishment +4, public order in the local province by being there +2 in addition. Kind of hovering over all the promotions here to take a look at what we might want to work towards. We have a nice contingent of longbowmen getting to missile damage, improving that. You know, you can see how much the archers helped us in our battle. So maybe that'll be our initial. Ooh, here's a good one. Recruitment time for noble units reduced. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do both. We're going to improve our replenishment, just because with us being the main battle army, we'd like to have that improved. And then we're also going to go for an increase in morale right here. That'll open up these slots for the next army promotion to really have some strong archer support for this army. All right, what I'm going to do at this point, let's take a look at the drop down, see what anything surprising has come up here. Enemy killed. It says there was a governor there, so we took him out already. I don't recall meeting one, but apparently we did. William gained his rank. We took care of that. Fists of the Father. We took care of our army promotions there. Province is secured. Resource has been gained. Grain available through Paris. So this resource will help us, I'm sure, in trade opportunities. And we have occupied Paris. So there's no big surprises there. We do have some household gains that we can take a look at. We've gained a page that can help morale for the commander's unit, and we have gained a round shield, which can help. So we've had some increased armor and whatnot for our individuals. So let's take a look first at William, see if there's anything we want to do or change compared to what he does have. He currently has a cook, which helps with integrity. We're going to keep that there. The longbow missile attack rate for infantry. We're building for the longbow in this army, so we're going to keep that. So no changes here. Let's take a look at our other army real quick.
Ready for orders.
And see what we have. Right now we are going with the extra armor, and we don't have anything there. We are replacing the household item. What are our choices here? Yeah, we're gonna go with the round shield as opposed to hostile agent action protection. And finally, the only other places where I really need to worry about potential defensive equipment is in my governors down here on the continent at the moment. Who is my governor down here? I don't seem to remember off the top of my head. Adam. So we're going to take a look at Adam and see if there's anything here. He's got one of the pages to help with the commander's unit. We might as well give him one of the guard dogs since he doesn't have anything. If he's on the continent, maybe he's has a chance of assassination. Who knows? And then down here in Bordeaux, our governor is John. Let's see if there's anything he can use. Morale for the commander's unit. And we'll give him a little guard dog since we're susceptible to assassination attempts on the continent. So Edmund, you have kind of done your job down here. Thank you for keeping me warned about this guy. What we're going to do is take a turn or two to get things in order in Paris before we move on. We're going to keep you here for the moment because we got to figure out if we want to keep our expansion going. The other thing that is a concern is Bordeaux being wide open. We just have to hope and keep our eye down here on the county of Toulouse, make sure they aren't losing any territories. So hopefully that means their armies are keeping the French armies down here busy. One thing I will do is we're going to see, since I'm going to be a little busy, perhaps focus on Orléans. We have Lyon down here. Maybe we make that some kind of target for our allies. What do you think? See if we can figure out where we got to go for that. A war coordination target. We're going to set it. For right here. Oh, well, actually, I guess all we can do is set it on France itself. So we're going to bring the help down on France to help us out. See if we can get Flanders and the Roman Empire, Holy Roman Empire, a little more active. Actually, maybe what we do is we set our war coordination target on the vassal over here to keep that busy so it doesn't join the fray. And then we'll focus on the remaining territories of France, hopefully. Okay, one thing I was thinking, we did get that initial call or notice about the crusade, but I haven't seen anything official that... I think there's an official notice that I get that it's actually starting, and then we can commit an army. And what I'm thinking we are going to commit just to get the pestilence off our lands. I may commit John's army, have him go out in a blaze of glory if that's the path it's going to have to take. So we'll keep that in mind if the crusade does officially get called and we need some forces to take out. We will, and that's something I remember in the future. I only had to be in the territory. I didn't have to go all the way up to the city to give myself the dang pestilence. So that's a mistake on the gameplay. Hopefully you all can learn from that. And I think we're ready for the next turn. I don't see anything else or haven't noticed anything else that I even have the funds to do anything with at the moment. So we're going to take the next turn and we'll see you on the other side.
We believe that cooperation rather than hostility would serve us both well in the trying days ahead.
And I think I will go ahead with a non-aggression pact at the moment just to get some more cash because we're a bit cash starved. And if I do end up going down the Iberian way, I can probably afford to miss out on Portugal as far as regions I take over. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take this non-aggression pact. And Mr. Alexander, King of Scotland, we are going to decline keeping my options open on the islands.
Your lands and customs would be respected by our legions, if only you would allow them marching rights.
I am going to allow marching rights as you asked for. Hopefully that'll allow it and make it easier for you to get over to Burgundy, which is our current target. So we're going to grant that. Let's just counter offer. Yeah, it's moderate. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and accept it as it is. No, we are not. I'm going to cut you off. We are not going to cooperate. All right, we lost 119 men due to the plague or whatever it is exactly that brings death and suffering to our troops. We must appease the gods through sacrifice for the offense we have caused, then wait for the disease to pass. Well, that's exactly what I'm waiting for outside of the city. Infant mortality. So we've lost one of our children. This girl, is that that may be one of William's young children. Let's just take a quick peek. Yes, it is. His newest daughter, his legitimate daughter, is no more. Continuing to see what else we did. We did our non-aggression pact, military access agreement with Flanders. Yes, construction on the Catholic Priory, and so we're going to take a look. When we're done, we're going to take a look. Oh, that's Colchester's. So our sanitation should be in much better condition over there. We've lowered the wheat farm in France along with the market square. we now have a new faction we've encountered, so we'll have to check out our trade this turn. And we have a food shortage in France, which is going to affect our public order, that's for sure. So we'll have to see what kind of hit we're taking with that. We gained a household tax assessor. Now this is one that we definitely want to... Oh, that's Adam has that down in Rouen. We'll keep him there for now. And rank has been gained by Adam, so we'll see about what we want to do for his promotion. So let's get down there and do that first, lest I forget. Oh, we'll go this way. Okay, Adam, you have morale for defending. When defending, and since you could be subject to attack, we're going to probably go ahead and do that. And then what we're going to do is get you in line. The public order should be okay right now. Let's find out. Let's make sure the public order is okay down here. Yeah, the public order is doing fine at +8. So we're going to focus on tax rate and defense as far as our promotions go. So we're going to give you a little extra defense, and we're going to take cunning so that next time we can do the maximum tax rate improvement. Now let's take a look in Paris and see how we're sitting down here now. Public order is now positive 18. So it's not quite fixed for us yet. The instability will go away. So our military presence is giving us +20. So if they're gone, it's -2. But it actually will be positive over time because the instability will go away. Even the food situation is -3, isn't going to kill us. So what we will do is not decrease the wheat fields anymore. Let's see how bad the squalor is right now. It's a lot better than it was at -6. We're still going to need to get a handle on that. I may take a hit and get rid of this public order building, and that would make public order eventually flat in this city of Paris, and build a sanitation building, the leprosarium down here, to get the squalor in order. And that'll help also with our negative food consumption, because the pageant wagon takes up food. So we're going to start dismantling this one right now. That is our goal down here. So we don't want to move away quite yet, I don't think. Although, boy, we could do a quick hit down here. But he's going to be reinforced this time with another army. That's the difference in moving against Orléans. And we don't have good sight on where his other armies may be in addition. So maybe we take a little trip over across the way. What's the best way to get over there? Well, the roads go around, not across this river here. So maybe, yeah, maybe. We're going to take you, our priest. We know this army is here, and we're going to head north and up around and see if what kind of activity we're looking at down this way. Once again, we need some more eyes elsewhere. We know what we're facing down here. Oops. Okay, so the army of Toulouse is still parked over here to prevent movement our way too, so that's good to know. And now we know why this army did not move to reinforce us. So actually, even if we move against Orléans next turn, we probably would have the benefit of this army supporting us also, I'm thinking, which would offset these two. These two kind of offset each other, and then we would be able to take the city. So once we get out of the winter next turn, we get one more turn to get ourselves feeling a little better. I think that's the move. Well, we also got to worry about public order, but it's not hideous yet. Even if it takes a few more turns of low low decline, I think we'll still be okay. So that's a possible plan for the future. We'll take a look at that. Let me just take a quick look around, make sure there's nothing else I want to look at and touch. All right, so something I did find while looking around is my army up here is not in good shape. There's no other way to put it. We have the integrity here, which is dropping 6 per turn. We can't maintain that. And part of the problem is right at the moment, being the winter, we're taking winter attrition by being in... You can tell those areas that take the winter attrition the hardest right now are with the heavy snow, whereas if I believe if I'm to move farther south where we don't have the heavy snow on the ground, I will not take this kind of attrition. So in order to prevent the army from over deteriorating, even though they're still going to deteriorate from the pestilence, we're going to at least move them down, not get them near the city. We're going to move them down here. I want to make sure this is grassland that we're moving to. I believe it is. And see if that will not help our integrity a little bit. Now let's take a look. Now we're still taking attrition heavily. I was thinking the attrition was probably due to winter attrition. And maybe it's because I was already up there that I'm taking the attrition. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that next winter to make sure that attrition number goes away. The other thing I can do when it comes to integrity of the army is over here. If we have deserters, I can instill integrity this way by hunting down and executing my deserters. That has a way of stiffening the integrity of an army. But we'll hold off. We'll hold off on that a little bit first. And so what we're going to do at this point, I think the missions or the episode is probably long enough with that Battle of Paris and the several turns we went through. So what I'm going to do is call it at this time. And next time, coming forward, we're going to find out if we're able to. The desire is there, and I'm thinking we may take William's army, who's been victorious so far, and doing it all for us. We may move against Orleans, since we know we have the army of Toulouse here to possibly reinforce us. Although if they're both fortified, I'm not sure if in this game, sometimes other games, if you're fortified, you can't reinforce. So we'll find out. We will find out. In fact, did I move far enough that perhaps I can fortify this army to help against attrition? I have a feeling I have moved too far, at least for this turn. So we'll probably look at fortifying the army as it tries to wait out the pestilence and see if that can help our integrity also. But anyway, this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you're happy as I am that we were able to conquer Paris and put a little hurt to the French. Leave me a comment, hit that like, dislike button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do that so you don't miss out on any future episodes. I sure would appreciate it. And once again, to those of you who have made it this far in the episode, heartfelt thanks. I appreciate the time you give this little channel.